Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People is widely regarded as one of the most powerful books ever written on human relationships. If your goal is to raise your social intelligence, become more influential, and strengthen your leadership abilities, then this book deserves a permanent place in your life. Even though it was written more than 8 decades ago, its principles are still incredibly relevant today. That timeless relevance is exactly why it remains one of the best-selling books in history. In this video, I will break down the entire book for you. By the time you finish watching, you'll be able to confidently say that you've truly understood its core ideas, because this summary covers every major chapter and all the essential lessons. Part 1. Fundamental Techniques in Handling People. Chapter 1. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. People almost never criticize themselves, no matter how wrong they might be. Instead, they justify their actions. Human beings are emotional creatures, driven far more by pride and ego than by logic. When you criticize someone, you usually trigger defensiveness. People instantly start looking for excuses, rationalizations, or someone else to blame. Even the families of criminals often deny responsibility and blame society or circumstances instead. Criticism wounds a person's pride and sense of importance, and those wounds can turn into lifelong resentment. There's a famous story about legendary test pilot Bob Hoover. After both engines of his plane failed mid-air due to a mechanic accidentally fueling it with jet fuel instead of aviation fuel, Hoover miraculously landed the aircraft and saved everyone on board. The plane, however, was severely damaged. The mechanic responsible was devastated, expecting anger and punishment, but Hoover didn't yell, scold, or criticize him. Instead, he calmly said that he trusted the mechanic and even asked him to service his plane the next day. Hoover understood something psychologist B.F. Skinner discovered long ago. Behavior changes more effectively through reward than punishment. The same applies to people. Criticism rarely inspires improvement because humans are guided by emotion, not pure reason. Anyone can criticize or complain. It takes real character to understand, forgive, and guide. Chapter 2. Give honest and sincere appreciation. One of the strongest forces behind human behavior is the desire to feel appreciated. Everyone enjoys recognition and hearing that they matter. Some thinkers even argue that civilization itself is built on the human need to feel important. You don't need grand gestures to show appreciation. Simple words like thank you or I appreciate this can have enormous impact if they're sincere. Avoid fake praise or empty flattery. People sense dishonesty instantly. Instead, shift your focus away from yourself and genuinely notice the strengths in others. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said that every person he met was superior to him in some way, meaning there was always something to admire or learn. That mindset changes everything. Think of the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. The next time you encounter an exhausted or underappreciated worker, brighten their day with sincere appreciation. Small sparks of recognition create powerful reactions. You'll quickly notice people enjoying your presence more, and you'll leave a positive impact wherever you go. Chapter 3. Appeal to the other person's interests. When you go fishing, you don't bait the hook with cheesecake, even if you love it. You use what the fish wants. Yet, when dealing with people, we often forget this simple truth. Everyone is primarily interested in what they want. The only effective way to influence others is to talk about their desires and show them how to achieve them. Before speaking, pause and ask yourself, what's in it for them? Challenge yourself to speak less about your needs and more about how you can help others. The world is full of self-centered people, which is why those who genuinely serve others stand out so powerfully. Andrew Carnegie once proved this point by mentioning money he forgot to include in a letter. The reply came immediately because it touched the recipient's interest. Part 2. 6 Ways to Make People Like You. Chapter 1. Become genuinely interested in other people. Who is universally loved? Dogs. They make you feel important, excited, and welcome. People love those who show genuine interest in them. Remember, people aren't thinking about you, they're thinking about themselves. Ask about their goals, their struggles, and their experiences. Remember their problems and offer help when possible. Speak to people at every level with respect, from service workers to executives. For those above you, show curiosity about their journey. People love sharing what they've learned. Chapter 2. Smile. A smile silently communicates warmth, approval, and friendliness. One stockbroker decided to experiment with smiling more. He smiled at his wife, co-workers, doorman, and even strangers. Within weeks, his life transformed. More happiness, fewer conflicts, and better results at work. Smiles are contagious. When someone smiles at you, you instinctively feel closer to them. If you want to be instantly likable, let people see that you're happy to see them. Chapter 3. Remember a person's name. A person's name is the most meaningful sound in their world. It represents their identity. Remembering names shows respect and attention. Forgetting them signals indifference. Repeat names when you hear them. Use them naturally in conversation. If needed, ask for clarification early. This small effort creates a strong emotional connection. Chapter 4. Be a good listener. People love talking about themselves because their life is the most important life to them. Listening makes people feel valued. True listening means full attention, not waiting for your turn to speak. Carnegie once impressed someone simply by listening for hours without interrupting. The listener was labeled a fascinating person, even though he barely spoke. Chapter 5. Talk in terms of the other person's interests. People are far more engaged when you speak about what matters to them. If you want support, first provide value. Focus on how others benefit, not what you gain. Andrew Carnegie proved this point by mentioning money he forgot to include in a letter. The reply came immediately because it touched the recipient's interest. Part 3. 12 Ways to Win People to Your Way of Thinking. Chapter 1. Avoid arguments. You can't truly win an argument. If you lose, you lose. If you win, you create resentment. Instead, stay calm, listen fully, and search for common ground. Chapter 2. Begin in a friendly way. Hostility invites resistance. Kindness opens minds. Honey attracts more than bitterness. Chapter 3. Respect opinions. Never say you're wrong. Telling someone they're wrong attacks their pride. People defend beliefs emotionally, not logically. Chapter 4. Admit mistakes quickly. Admitting fault removes tension and often earns generosity instead of punishment. Chapter 5. Let others talk. People need to feel heard before they can listen. Interrupting resets that process. Chapter 6. See things from their perspective. If you lived their life, you'd think the same way. This mindset improves persuasion. Chapter 7. Be sympathetic. Anger feels justified to the person experiencing it. Acknowledge emotions first. Chapter 8. Get yes responses. Start with agreement. Guide gently instead of forcing conclusions. Chapter 9. Let others feel the idea is theirs. People love ideas they believe they created. This builds commitment. Chapter 10. Appeal to noble motives. People want to see themselves as honorable. Speak to that identity. Chapter 11. Dramatize ideas. Make ideas vivid and visual. Attention follows clarity and emotion. Chapter 12. Throw down a challenge. Competition motivates. People want to prove themselves. Part 4. Changing people without giving offense. Chapter 1. Begin with praise. Start with sincere appreciation before offering correction. Chapter 2. Point out mistakes indirectly. Replace but with and. Suggest improvements gently. Chapter 3. Admit your own mistakes first. This lowers defenses and builds trust. Chapter 4. Ask questions instead of giving orders. Questions inspire ownership and creativity. Chapter 5. Let people save face. Preserve dignity to maintain cooperation. Chapter 6. Praise every improvement. Specific praise fuels growth and confidence. Chapter 7. Give people a reputation to live up to. Treat them as if they already embody the best traits. Chapter 8. Make faults seem easy to fix. Hope drives effort. Never remove hope. Chapter 9. Make people happy to do what you suggest. Be honest about your motives and highlight shared benefits. That's it for today's video. If this summary helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe. It motivates me to keep creating value for you every single week. Thanks for watching and have an amazing day.